path and get out of this decider, or get into rather the decider phase and out of the group stage, this is the place to do it. And Los1 need to establish themselves at the top now. Like Connor mentioned earlier, John, they need to bring back some of that SI magic.
Really interested to see how the operator bans are going to go as well. I mentioned how effective the Nook was against Los1 when they were defending on this first half. That might sway them into removing her or something different. The Iana, also a great choice. From time to time, you'll see her as well be one of those lurking operators with those frag grenades, and she can also gather a bit more information in comparison to the Nook. So it's still a great ban option. It's not the one I thought of off the top of my head. A Thermite ban being on the docket as well for Magic Squad, which I recall we saw a Thermite ban yesterday as well in play day number 2, technically speaking, but I can't quite recall if it was from Magic Squad.
Yeah, no, we've got some creative bans. There's no question about that. Looking back at the previous iteration of Skyscraper from Los1 and FaZe, right, we saw a Maru, Ying, Mira, and Kaid ban. So the Kaid is the same, but aside from that, we've got a completely different set of bans. And that'll definitely shake things up a bit. Totally has the option of changing this, and I think Los1 already showing us that maybe they're coming into this map with a different game plan than they did against FaZe. Whether that is because of some VOD review they've got on Magic Squad or components of this roster from the past, or this is just simply adjustments of their own after learning how to play this better against FaZe Clan. Hard to know. The point is, we are going to see a different Los1 right now. They're going to be starting things off on the defensive side, and we're going to head over to Exhibition and Office to do it.
Having that Nook potentially for one, it was wanted by Hates, but he'll opt to go on the Maverick instead. Could easily help deal with any of those single walls, perhaps. Just getting a nice little blowtorch to get rid of those mute jammers, but also having the Zofia or Ashe to play underneath to get that vertical down. It just leaves more options for Magic Squad in this position. I like the change to have Rare as well on the Ying, but Los1 were expecting that. They've got Maya playing over by the minibar with the help of that deployable shield and with the wall being soft. So he could get aggressive if needed to once he sees that utility being thrown out by the Ying, and there's a call being made on top of that as well for him to get aggressive.
As you point out, Los1, they know the Ying was coming. They banned it against FaZe. They left it open here, and so they've got to play for that eventuality. They've got to have a plan for when those Candelas do fly in, and it's good to see that they do. Some early movement, though, from Magic Squad. Not afraid to get aggressive with these Zofia stuns. The impacts, we're seeing them go up, and we're seeing some early progress made from this attack. Only 45 seconds in, and they are making their presence felt for this Los1 defense.
Able to get that single wall opened up, and having the luxury of bringing both the Zofia and Ashe can allow you to have just one soft destructor for each wall you will try to get opened up. So we saw the Zofia of Gomez use all of her utility on just the single wall near the top of house, and now Hornet, he can rotate over as well to deal with the primary wall inside of offices, while GND will eventually do the exact same thing. We saw for a moment as well, Hates will be trying to lurk as the Maverick being on that 3 speed and still having that blowtorch. You can get a lot accomplished in the right environment, so everything really being accounted for here by Magic Squad. But before they deal with the execute, GND will actually help assist his teammates from getting in the building from the karaoke side of the map to deal with this roam defense by Los1.
Yeah, Dash is the first player that's going to really feel this pressure. Actually, it's Hornet who really feels the first bullets land, and Hates who will actually get the opener. Quickly traded, though, by Loban. Rise now getting torn apart, too. Maya forced to back off as both Rise and Maya will feel the pressure starting to build. So backing all the way off to the site here, and Magic Squad beginning to bolster this setup, getting that control as you mentioned. They've cleared out these roamers now, so they will turn their attention towards the objective. Surya Gate gone, Rare starting to get in position. You still have 4 Candelas to work with. That's going to be terrifying for this defense to handle late round.
Maybe Magic Squad, they've got 40 seconds, so rotate could be probable, but it seems like they're going to try to commit. Maybe having GND actually get a wall opened up from the Dragon side to plant by Exhibition. It's a risky option, but having the Ying playing outside near that main balcony could be all that they need, but that's a massive kill by Maya, and the Ying, the X Factor, it's shut down.
Trade, and now GDN will be the next to make the move. Magic Squad are down by 1, so it's going to have to be unified if they want to make this work. Blocked off by a castle barricade, though. Not going to really have time to get that breaching charge down, so Gomez gets picked apart, and GDN is stuck. Really no option but to rotate around to the open wall, and Maya knows that's coming. Effective use of utility, a castle barricade that blocked this attack from making progress.
And Los 1 were just so comfortable in the bomb site due to the fact that there were no angles that were opened up by Magic Squad besides just the house single wall. Not having GND to rotate to get the office wall opened up allows Los 1 to play directly in that bomb site, which gives you an avenue into almost every single facet that Magic Squad were trying to attack from. You had the terrace door, that's right next to the mini bar, so you can counter it from just playing an office directly. You've got the position by Dragon as well, which has a rotate. And the only place you couldn't really counter is house. But there's a castle barricade to stop anyone from Dragon pushing into house from that single doorway. So everything was accounted for by Los 1. And especially since they killed the Ying, the only player on that eastern side of the map, it cut out really any probability that Magic Squad could, have a bit of chaos in that execute. They just had to walk into the bomb site from the western side and just hope for the best.
Well, now as we shift things up to the other side of the map now, or rather just one floor down, we'll have to see exactly what Magic Squad want to do on the approach. You do have a dramatic shift in this lineup. Hornets out, bringing out the Amaru, and Hates shifting over to the Brava. A lot of potential to change this up as a kitchen and barbecue attack will have to mount next. On the defensive side as well, you're seeing Loben bring out the Solus. You've got Maya on the Oryx, a terrifying operator that Maya was utilizing beautifully just yesterday. So a lot to change up here, a lot to worry about as Magic Squad begin their approach. You can already see Hates using that Kludge drone and already see Hornet preparing to jump in at any moment.
Rise still just waiting here. His eventual hop-in begins. There's Hornet for the opener, and he's able to dodge this Melusi for the time being. Tries to go for re-engagement with the SMG, and it seems to be a fast take here for Magic Squad to deal with this roam extension up above.
Dash has got an eye on this, but Hornet's been able to cross. There it is. It's Hates, actually, to get the down and the finish. 5v4 leaning towards this attack, but this defense, they're not panicking here. You see them all maintaining these positions on the extension, staying comfortable on this roam, and it means, although vulnerable, that Magic Squad will still have a lot of defense to claw their way through. That's going to be Loben tucked on the other side, and these attackers are going to have to deal with them eventually. Supported by Maya, this defense is not going to budge.
Still just waiting for Magic Squad to kind of walk into their own extension here. A Lion scan to try to make some space, but Loben just doesn't seem to care. There's the skeleton key to catch one roamer off guard up above, and Magic Squad come out on 2 from that clear, and they're looking to almost execute in this position, and a gunfight that was needed to be won by Loben isn't against Hornets SMG, leaving just Dots now in a 1v4.
Yeah, Loben should have won that gunfight. It looked like he was going to win that gunfight, but instead, he leaves Dots alone in an awkward 1v4 situation. GDN will take a couple of bullets, but it's Hornets out on 1 HP with an SMG in hand to do the job himself. Magic Squad, they bounced back. Really never had to worry about actually executing on the bomb site itself. The entire round, it came down to the roam. It came down to the extension, and Magic Squad cleared it out no problem.
I like as well how they also had the Buck still playing along the back balcony, looking between both Geisha side and Terrace, in case any roamers are still not willing to give up the top floor completely. You can maybe catch them with a nice cutoff angle, which is really important on a map like Skyscraper, not just trying to funnel in from one single direction. You had both Black Stairs accounted for by Magic Squad, being able to dodge the Melusi playing underneath in that little anchor position tucked by the table, and also, again, Terrace, so they could try to catch a roamer who, once again, just isn't willing to fall off just yet. That's a couple of kills for Magic Squad, so they can play a rather comfortable 4v2, then turn 4 and 1 execute. If they really wanted to, they could have even got vertical down, but it just wasn't required with how little players were left on the side of Los 1.
Yeah, so Los 1, they're going to shift things up and change bomb sites and also change how they're going to play this, right? You still have the presence of the Solus, but it's not Loben anymore. It's Dash. You've got Rise shifting over to the Bandit. And what I like to see here is the Castle in play again. We saw how effective that utility was in that opening round on Exhibition and Office. And while this is Karaoke Tea, right, this is a pretty typical Castle site. I'm curious if it's going to have the same effect against this Magic Squad attack. They need to find a way to deal with this utility quicker, because if not, they can get stuck and they can get punished for the amount of time they're lingering in any one position. For example, look at this. If you linger outside this house door for too long, Loban is going to step out and make a move. Instead, it's not Loban who strikes first, it's actually Dots up top, using these mirror windows to find a long angle and get the opener onto Rare. It's traded. Loban's gone for his aggressive position, but still a good start, and 1 minute in, so far, both teams starting to get their footing.
And let's say if you wanted to try to push in from Catwalk, for example, to get that wall opened up, you'd probably have to get some vertical now on the first floor because of that loss of the Thatcher. But so far, it still seems like Los One are just not trying to have Magic Squad really enter from any part of the building. Maya, an aggressive gunfight, hates his now to fall as well. Both SAS operators off the board for Magic Squad, as their only real entryway is going to be this geisha wall that was opened up by the Selma charges. Now the castle barricade to fall off as well. But you've got this nasty crossfire set up by Los One that would really make mincemeat out of Magic Squad if they were to push in ISO.
Yeah, especially since they're down a player. Rise will stay patient and hold this angle, really forcing Magic Squad to work their way around it rather than through. There's Maya lining up two. Nothing that Gomez is going to stop that. I mean, geez, it's just kill after kill. Los keeping it up. Hornetow, the last player standing, and it's just going to be a 1v4, now a 1v3 for the next minute. Unlikely that he's going to be able to get much done given the success of Los One in this round. They've got this locked tight. Nothing that Magic Squad were able to do. And another round where Magic Squad didn't really ever look at the objective, never really had a plan of attack for the execute phase. And this is something, John, that we talked about coming into this game, because looking back to their previous Skyscraper match, their strength was their extension. Their strength was their vertical play and their roam. Right now, that's really all they've got going for them. But as long as it's working, they don't have to worry too much about what's going on the site, because Magic Squad can't get that far.
Especially the lack of timing that was there for Magic Squad when they were trying to desperately rotate into both Office and Terrace to deal with Maya more effectively. The fact that Gomez, GDN, and Hornet all struggled to hop into the building at the same time to deal with just one defender, that's definitely not a good sign. Starting out essentially on this first half still for your attack for Magic Squad. Los One looking to continue to up the ante on that aggression. And like you mentioned, with their successful extensions working wonders against Magic Squad, they'll continue to dish that out. And I'm really hoping that Magic Squad could try to maybe change something up here, maybe have a bigger focus on the direct side itself, maybe force some of those roamers to come back and try to retake the bomb site, but we'll have to wait and see as to where Magic Squad are trying to spawn in from and see what they want to get opened up here, still having that ace available to them to either help deal with the reinforcements that are across the map or a little bit closer to the bomb site.
Yeah, it's tough. It's that balancing act, right? If you want to go direct to the bomb site and get in there aggressively, sure, you maybe surprise the defense and take the site while it's vulnerable, but without securing map control, you leave yourselves vulnerable to a load of different retakes, to a lot of different utility from below or from above. It's just the kind of game that Los One right now is forcing Magic Squad to play, the kind of decisions they're forcing them to make. You see this aggression continuing for Los One. Dash jumping out the window, and while he takes a couple of bullets, he stays alive, and generally that goes unpunished.
Nice impact grenade by Dots. Now GDN has to make the decision whether to use another Selma charge to have a proper opening or just leave it as an angle to use for some sort of gunfight. Looks like he'll opt for the latter as he begins to rotate across the map once again, trying to help out his Nook, maybe gathering a bit of information for them as well while doing so, as Magic Squad begins to once again try to deal with this roam extension on the western side of the map. Hates playing underneath, looking for any roamers specifically on that first floor. Isn't going to locate anyone just yet, but if he's in the right place at the right time, he could maybe utilize this soft flooring to his advantage with those frags.
Yeah, Magic Squad, for the most part, pretty spaced out, but they're all trying to tackle the same problem. Like you said, John, the roam. We will see Hates and Hornet bunch up and work together here as they try to clear their way through this map. Top floor now the focus rather than the bottom, and this deployable shield from the smoke and these gas grenades are going to be the next real piece of utility in their way. Nice nade ricocheting off the wall and right at the feet of Lobin. The shield is gone. Lobin's HP is mostly gone, and so he's forced to fall back. But oh no, Rise tucked in the corner, trying to get a bit sneaky here. Exposes his position though, spotted on the drone, and now he's gonna have to be real careful. Hates will flood right into him, but the nade post-mortem will actually get the kill. Another nade, this one from Hornetow, will get the job done. The explosive utility from Magic Squad paying dividends.
They still have only 20 seconds to go here, Jonah, and dash the C4 could be impactful. That lurk, though, it's on Hornet. I don't think they're aware of someone pushing it from behind.
Surprise! Got him! Headshot in the back with a shotgun, looking for two, but can't quite do it. Magic Squad, though, they avoided that C4 threat, and they should be fine, but Maya dots 2 kills each to close out the round, and Los 1, they survive.
And it's the exact same reason for it as well, from back in round number 1 to the 4th one as well. When they reattempt offices, they're completely safe inside of exhibition and offices. They have these long angles just staring down the hearts of Magic Squad as they push in from both Dragon and Terrace once again. The 2 choke points that office and exhibition can deny with such elegance. Once the buck was taken care of from House Stairs, that was the only real place where Magic Squad could deal some serious damage against the anchors of Los 1. And unlike round number 1, Magic Squad didn't even have someone playing on that balcony that could potentially punish Los 1 from overextending in that bomb site. When that just isn't even an option, it just comes back to the choke points that Los 1 were already anticipating from their roam extension, which sure, it only got them the opening gunfight, and Magic Squad were able to trade and bring it back into a 4 versus 3, but it still wasted more than half the round and a lot of resources that Magic Squad could have used for that execute.
We'll say the big strength from Magic Squad has to be that take through mezzanine, has to be that push through drum. We saw the nades connect not once but twice. It was the nade, I think it was from Hates, who actually got the kill after he had died. And then we also saw Hornet with a nice little nade on the Nook to open that up and get a big push going. And for the most part, it would have worked if it wasn't for those final 2 defenders. Dots and Maya putting on a clinic there in the end. I mean, look at Maya right now. We're only 4 rounds in, and Maya is 8-2. It's absurd. The next closest player, I guess, is on Magic Squad. That's Hornets out with 6 kills, but right now it's Magic Squad's time to shine. It's their time to turn this around because they're down by 2. The Candellers are coming in. They're trying to make a move early, and it's not going to work again. Dots shuts down 1. Hornetown now desperately trying to take up above, but denied. Dash will get that kill, and the pressure that Magic Squad are trying to apply early, it's already shut down.
And that diffuser is such a nasty spot to try to put yourself back into. It's in the inside of that small little mud room from the house entryway. If there's any chance they could try to get a plant down, it's almost impossible now with the diffuser being in no man's land, unless Hates can act fast to recover at this instant. But he's still waiting to see if they can gather a bit of info just to double check and make sure no one's playing off of that contact for a swing after hearing audio.
Wow, these drones just getting decimated by the Evil Eye. Great use of this utility from Dots. Low HP, but still finding impact with that utility game. He knows that in this man advantage situation, limiting the utility of Magic Squad is just as impactful as finding a kill or 2. Rare will expose his position as he tries to open up that Kiva barrier in the back. Rise will adjust his position to counter it, and Rare will get the heck out of dodge as Hates makes his push through delivery and tries to make his worth into the bathroom now. Magic Squad, it is very clear that they are really trying to figure out where they can safely push in from, and they're finally trying to bunch up.
That's looking to get aggressive here. So low on HP, though. If he loses this gunfight, that could be a major opportunity for Magic Squad to bounce this one back, and I think they know Dots is trying to flank.
Hates gets this diffuser down, or at least teases it to force Dots to move. That's a perfect bait, and it gets the kill onto the Maestro. They've netted 1. They have to find 3 more. Loban up above still has some vertical to play with, though. So as they walk in, this could be disastrous if Magic Squad aren't careful. Really good use of that goo mine. Identifies his position of the flank up the stairs. Hates is dropped. Gomez taken care of. It is all up to Rare now. 1v2. Has the diffuser, and it might have a chance to get this on the ground. No way. Vertical, it's there. Rise has the kill with the SMG-11, and that right there, folks, is why map control is so important.
That's why it's even more important to have the Azami up above for that extension, completely blockading the only openings that Magic Squad were trying to use from the outside, looking into especially that office room, which is where a majority of that vertical went down in the final moments of that round. A good opening start as well for both Dots and Dash to win their 1-for-1s, and again, also help guarantee that no one can get that vertical coverage up above on the attacking side, so the defenders can use that to their own advantage to stop a plant from going down, which it seemed to be the major win condition there for Magic Squad. After they killed Dots, who was trying to flank, they eventually looked to hop in from delivery side to maybe get into the bathroom and set again that diffuser down, but with impact grenades and several defenders still above, it just was a round that wasn't meant to go the way of Magic Squad, as Los One are having a really strong first half against them.
Yeah, 4-1 right now, looking to keep that going. Only round that Magic Squad were able to find was that second round on Kitchen and Barbecue, where they just picked apart the roam one by one, but we're not going to see that objective again. Los One, instead of going back there, they instead bring out the bathroom and that bedroom site, which we don't see played very often, but Los One managed to make it work. It's kind of like Living Room Library on Villa almost, if we're trying to compare it to another map. Well, you've got a really tough site to defend from below, but if you can maintain vertical control, it is a very different ball game, and that's what Los One managed to pull off. So the final attacking round for Magic Squad, their final hope to go into the next half with at least 2 rounds under their belt, and this will happen back upstairs on Tea and Karaoke.
Rise looking to get aggressive here on this Maverick opening. Could maybe try to spot him out, but luckily he's able to evade that angle. The Buck as well to assist. Now the wall's been completely opened up on the Geisha side of the map, which is oh so important when dealing with the bomb sites such as Tea Room. Luckily though, again, Rise this time being on the Azami here for Los One. They can blockade that for the time being, but an impact grenade to get aggressive on a run out. Almost scored Rise with one, but everyone kind of fell off of Geisha, shockingly enough. As soon as they open it, they fall away to be useful somewhere else.
Yeah, no one's there. Magic Squad have made an interesting choice to completely relinquish the Geisha pressure, and maybe will take up that mantle later. But for now, it means that these defenders, they know they don't have to worry about that window, and they can focus on what's going on elsewhere. Gotta be careful, though, about that nade from below. Perfectly placed from Hates. This will be a finisher, no doubt. Goodbye, Rise. So much for being safe in Geisha, I suppose, as Magic Squad have begun to pressure in below. Here's that vertical, that explosive power they're bringing out. That was the only 2 sets of nades, but they still have Rare with the Buck and that skeleton key. So keep an eye on this floor and watch it get torn apart from beneath.
As she got that info, seems like Hornet is aware that no one's trying to reclaim Karaoke as their own. Magic Squad can maybe get a little more aggressive near that black staircase, but Loban is currently guarding it with his life. Dash as well, finding a very important refrag against Rare. A lot of that vertical pressure is now going to be completely off the board as a plant is now going down. It does look like Magic Squad has noticed that Karaoke was completely up for grabs.
Yeah, Maya's trying to make a move, but is getting stuck on the rotation. Gets a kill with a shotgun, but it's not going to be enough. Cut down to low HP and has to track down these final 2 attackers, now turned to defenders. One of them on the rappel, the other one close tucked against the wall in the hallway. Hornetow will get the final blow, and Magic Squad will start to redeem themselves a little bit. They'll get their second attacking round of the half, just as we go into the side swap.
And luckily, with no Solus being on the board there in that round, Magic Squad, they're able to set up a couple of cheeky drones in both the bomb site and Geisha to play underneath and synergize that with Hates on the Nook with those frag grenades, getting that opening gunfight against Rise, who really could have stalled for a lot of time with the help of those Kiva barriers. It allows them to, again, get Geisha control, then hop into the bomb site, get towards Karaoke, and plant that diffuser while someone's covering on the window rappel. Not only that, but also having, I believe it was Hornet on the Ash playing over by Black Stairs. Sure, he wasn't getting too aggressive, but if needed to, he can walk completely up that staircase and also hold a cutoff angle down that main hallway near the bomb site. Everything accounted for there by Magic Squad was the perfect thing to at least get 2 rounds on that first half.
Against FaZe Clan, Los1, they ended up attacking in the second half, had a few attempts at it, ended up winning their first round on Kitchen and Barbecue, and ended up winning the 4th attack on Exhibition and Office, but they also lost each site as well. So really no single site that Los1 are more comfortable attacking than the others. Clearly, they will have their work cut out for them against this Magic Squad defense. We're going upstairs to Karaoke and T first. And Magic Squad, similar to Los1, will be emphasizing a bit of a roam. As you can see, setting up the complete opposite side of this top floor. Really trying to hold down Karaoke and Office here. Rather, excuse me, Exhibition and Office here as long as they can.
Endo deployed, maybe just to make a little bit of space while getting that single wall opened up, as you can be rather exposed, but it's against GDN, who is on the ward and a bit of a hard counter for that Ying, but besides the point, not trying to engage there, it still gets the job accomplished for Rise to allow a new avenue of attack, maybe later towards that Geisha side of the map, as Los1 aren't directly engaging on this Office Exhibition extension. They have a couple of players underneath in that first floor, so maybe they could lurk up the house stairs, and eventually I think that's getting ready to happen now that there are more attackers on that side of the map, but overall, it just seems like Los1 are still kind of in the info gathering phase just to double check and see where these attackers could be so they could punish them if they're overextended. And there it is, that drone combined with Dot's playing for vertical underneath eliminates the warden. The major counter here for Rise's Ying pick.
It took him a second to realize that he was looking at a defender kind of shuffling around, but once he did, a couple of bullets onto the feet of GDN, and good night, sir. He's taken care of. 5v4 now with the attack in the lead. Oh, but a run out, an aggressive one from Gomez. Now the question is, can he get back inside safely? Impact into bathroom, and he will get away for now. His position telegraphed. Loban is trying to track him down, but this is going to take some time. And if he can sneak around to the staircase and get back up above, oh my goodness. This has taken a turn. Using that as a distraction, Hates will support Gomez from the other side and retake the advantage for the Magic Squad defense.
When Los1, for a moment there, they weren't aware of Dash, who was over by the top of Black here. Pardon, they weren't aware of Gomez flanking up the Black Stairs. My mistake, but Maya now securing a very necessary fight. I believe still creeping his way across the map from Black. He finds yet another one. Los1, they tie things back and in fact grant the man advantage, and they're aware Gomez is still off site. They could try to plant, but they have to worry about that scanner as well, as Gomez can provide so much info to maybe shut down that post-plant position.
Another one! He jumps out again and gets a second kill! Only 15 seconds remain, so Los1, they've got to commit to this. They know there's only one player on the site. Gomez going outside should have been a very clear indicator the site is available, but they are not making the move. Gomez from below should be able to deny this plant no matter what. Maya on the table, that's too predictable. Magic Squad will take it. A perfectly constructed round with multiple window jump outs from Gomez to take it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, being able to utilize your Solus scanner to catch when Dot was on his camera, making him completely vulnerable to that run out. Not only that, but also having info if there's a Claymore to watch the run out as well. So it wasn't just a complete gamble of, hey, maybe I win this first gunfight, then I get refragged by a Claymore. No, it's just a free kill. And then he realizes, oh, that's the diffuser. I could watch this in the late round if Los1 get desperate when they get low on time. That's exactly what happens. He wins yet another gunfight off of that. And with Los1 realizing they cannot plant on a soft floor, they've got to recover that diffuser, then try to plant somewhere that's a little bit safer. That leaves them only the option of the table inside of T room, which luckily the last defender up above was still able to deny that position and grant Magic Squad the win by just burning out the timer.
What a bold decision from Gomez, not once, but twice. The second time especially, because you're weighing a pretty big risk. The moment you jump out and go for that kill, even though you do get a kill there. It turned it into a 2v2. It turned it into a position where Los One knew for a fact that if they pushed into the site, it would be 2 bodies against 1 defender. Of course, the big key of that entire success was the fact that Gomez was on Solus. If he was not on Solus, anyone but Solus playing downstairs, telegraphing your position like that would have been a real problem in the late round, would not have been able to deny the plant. But good comms, good communication, and that beautiful Solus scanner allowed them to thrive. Here in round number 8, you see that Los One have already conceded the opening death. That's Rise, who will fall first at the hands of Magic Squad.
A lot of info now off the board. Luckily, you've got, I guess, a human drone in the hand of Dot, so things could change up a little bit, but having to worry about all of these nitro cells, 4 in total for Magic Squad, and the Capcan traps for the late round, it might make things a little confusing for Dots. If he also has active pressure being put on him by these defenders still roaming up above, not too sure if he's got info that there's still someone in karaoke. Dots only face checked it. This could be a huge surprise attack for Rare.
Monty, as you said, trying to quote-unquote drone out this map, but may have misdroned Rare. He'll spring up now and try to surprise Maya from behind, and it works. Of course, Maya found a kill a moment before, and thankfully for the hopes of Los One, Lobin is there to support Dots. Keeping in mind, the Monty has been cut down to 1 HP, however, so his usefulness is nearly expired in this round. A 3v3, though, so an even man count, and as that defender count dwindles, the Monty gets ever more powerful.
Also, these mirror windows take into effect as well. Magic Squad still plenty of information to figure out where Los One could be trying to attack from in these final 60 seconds. Not only that, but if a rotate occurs as well, they could probably hear that audibly as well. But with you fully relying on this Montaigne pick, I doubt many attackers will be trying to rotate. The only person who's done that is Dash, and his life is so incredibly valuable when trying to deal with these anchors like we've talked about in the first half.
Well, Hornetau's got this angle on the breach. Also, the support of Gomez around the other side. Selma charge on the mirror window. This will make things a little riskier for Gomez there. He'll have to move. C4 goes up, though, and oh, it nearly connects. That could have been bad for Dots, but he's still alive. Less than 30 seconds to play. Dash finally swinging wide on this breach and establishing the angle that he needs onto Gomez. C4, though, to retaliate, and Hornet is there to finish it off. Nothing Dots can do in a 1v2 situation, so he'll have to ADS, and the head exposed, the round over. Magic Squad, they take another, and with that, they tie us up.
I really like the idea there as well for Dash, probably figuring out there's going to be a lot of soft walling he could use by rotating over in from office. He could bring out that skeleton T to get a better angle on someone who's actively playing on those mirror windows. That almost saved the round for Los One. But little things in the early round, like having Rare still find a trade by I guess, roaming as Capcan, not even necessarily flanking, since he was one of the first few defenders to be in that position by karaoke. Being able to have Magic Squad keep it so consistent against a team comp that already has you at a man disadvantage, at least in terms of who can be gun up, that allowed a lot more wiggle room for Magic Squad. And once they refragged onto the player of Dash, who was still, playing over by the back of offices, that leads now essentially, I believe it was a 3 versus 1 in terms of weapons that were actively up because of Dots being on that Montaigne. He's very vulnerable when it comes to trying to close that distance with your shield, and once his only coverage had died, Magic Squad, they had the round almost essentially in the bank at that.
There are good Monty players out there, and there is a difference to be said for everyone's individual skill on that shield player. But let's keep in mind that a good Monty is only as good as the teammates that surround him. You need to have support. You need to have teammates willing to play right off that shield and frag behind you, and also capitalize on the information that you're providing them. As you mentioned, John, it's kind of like a human drone, this brick wall that can kind of just steamroll his way into the map, providing you a ton of information and clearing a ton of space. But if your teammates start to fall behind you, you're pretty much out of luck. There's not much an individual Monty player will be able to do when the diffuser is not planted yet. So looks like Los One will do away with the shield for now, instead favoring that destructibility of the buck, bringing out the information that Dash on the Lion can bring, and of course the Jackal coming out from Maya for the first time.
Just hoping to make sure they can figure out when the roamers have fallen off. Having an active ping with those Inox scanners can almost guarantee that. Having that mixed up with the Lion scans as well by Dash could be a really powerful threat against these roamers, since we have seen countless extensions by both Los One and Magic Squad when they've been on their defensive side. And maybe having Hornet almost commit a little bit too much here on this office side could allow a gunfight to begin to build up here for Maya, but it seems like he's thought better of it and have pushed a little bit farther back here, now playing over by House, where he has a fall-off point inside of Dragon.
Really no defender in front of Maya here. Like, nothing that the Jackal's really going to have to worry about for now. Hornet's the nearest person to that and will be pinged now, but doesn't really have to swing. This exchange slowing down as you hear the E1D go out of Dash trying to expose more defender positionings. Los One desperately trying to get a bit more information under wraps here, but it's just not happening easily. Magic Squad doing a good job of holding this extension, taking care of these drones, and I mean, look at that. Only 2 drones remain for this entire team with 1 minute left.
Dots could theoretically try to get the plant down here because you've got the Habana playing up above, I believe, to at least a certain extent, but still having some of that plant denial, like those 3 nitro cells, if tossed far enough, you could maybe deny the vertical, but also still stop the plant from going down.
Speaking of, that's happening right now. Dots is trying to stick this diffuser and make it work for him, and it looks like that happened. The problem is, Hates is coming up on a flank. This diffuser, in theory, it's exposed. The big danger now are those 2 attackers that remain up above. Maya trying to apply some pressure and avoid the onslaught that Magic Squad are sending his way. Rise now feeling the burn. There it goes, the down and the finish onto Hornet. But Hates sticking the counter defuse. Rise has to step up, and he does it just in the nick of time. This has got to be over. Unless Gomez can do this through the wall, this round firmly in the hands of Los One. The coverage from up top is simply too good, and Gomez, well, he's at a loss for words. There's the drop, and there's the finisher from Rise. Vertical control to win the round from Los One. Exactly how it's done.
Not only that, but having Dash and Lobin get extra aggressive on that horizontal clear as well, making sure no one could try to retake from either kitchen or outside a little bit closer towards that wave staircase to maybe go for a flank. The only person that evaded them was Hates, but that flank was just way too late. It allowed the diffuser to still go down. So sure, you lost technical sight presence, but you still have Rise up above holding vertical. So Dash and Lobin were able to fend off from any kind of horizontal retake long enough for the plant to go down, and the rest of that verticality that was already done in the mid-round by Los One to stop anyone from coming back into the bomb site and getting that disabled. They had to retake up above, which Los One was also expecting. They play in tandem during that 2 versus 2, and it gets the job done to rescore the lead.
Well, we now head back to Karaoke Tea, a site that Gomez thrived on last time. We saw the double jump out to win the round. The use of the Soulless gadget just so impressive in the end. Denying the plant, denying really any entry from Los One. That's what they'll be looking to harness again. The difference now for Los One is that they know there's a Soulless in play, and they know she likes to play downstairs. I'd like to see them try to flush her out as early as they can. Maybe that's even before they get on the rappel and put themselves in risky, clay pigeon situations. They need to get some boots on the ground and find a way to force Gomez out, because if they can't, I mean, they're destined to repeat the outcome of the last time they were here.
And even if there's no run-out attempt by Gomez, just having almost every single plant spot be accounted for by still having him play underneath, yeah, I would have to agree, Jonah. They need to deal with Gomez as an active threat sooner rather than later. But at least they get the Geisha wall opened up at a decent time, and they're just now beginning to force back some of those roamers from the office and exhibition side of the map. And Dots setting up a nice Talon shield as well. Someone could hold that position later in the round. Clearly, Dots will not be holding this spot forever, as he's the one with that diffuser, but for now, he'll just wait, try to burn through some utility, and maybe take a gunfight having this cutoff angle.
We'll talk about burning through utility. That C4 missed the shield entirely, so that Osa shield is still up, and Los One have made some pretty good pressure happen at this point. Still 2 C4s and 2 impacts in play, though, so losing 1 nitro cell is not a huge deal. But the fact of the matter is, Los One, they are really starting to apply that burn. Dash with a frag grenade will take care of Hates, and now it will really come down to Gomez. He's exposed his position though, and so he's gonna have to rotate his way around. Are Los One gonna hunt him down though? That's the question. Are they gonna take the time to kill him, or instead are they gonna turn their attention towards the site? You see the smokes, the flashes come in, you see the pressure from Dots now being applied, another Osa shield being set up, and now the plant's going down. Where's Gomez? Where's the denial from below? I'm looking for it, but I'm not seeing it. Instead, it's the denial from above, a C4 from Rare. Hornet steps up to get another one with the SMG-11, and just like that, Los One have been denied. Gomez will shut yet another one down, and we've got Rare stuck in a corner, but it doesn't matter because Dash is in a 1v2. 40 seconds, Diffuser not in pocket, and no information about where the last two defenders remain. Walks down the hallway and straight into the crosshair of Hornet, who will find his 15th kill so far on this map and tie us up once again.
Magic Squad able to fend off not only the plant, but also the lurk by Los One across the map in from Office and Exhibition, which allowed Rare to only focus on this post plant being attempted by Dots, trying to sit behind that talent shield, a really risky play at that, but it worked out for just a brief moment. The C4 combination as well, being able to see through that smoke grenade, allowed the case to be dropped, not able to be recovered as well, and Los One not having anyone to kind of replace that position, there was no chance they had at trying to maybe get that diffuser down once again. They just had to walk in for gunfights, and with their front of Office and Exhibition being flatlined, that left just, I think, Geisha as an option that they had, and also the top of Black Stairs where we saw, I believe, just the Nook trying to fend off in a 1 versus 3. Magic Squad, albeit they lost a lot of denial options they had for that post plant, they just had so much of it, it kind of didn't matter.
We've got a game on our hands, John. We're tied at 5. Guaranteed at this point to see all 12 rounds of regulation. Los One hoping that this is not a repeat of their phase game where they lost 5-7. Hoping that they can push ahead and take this victory themselves. As a reminder, a full 3 points dished out to a team if you win in regulation. Only 2 if you win in overtime. The third point going to the losing team in overtime, giving them 1 point of credit for getting that far. But if you lose outright, no points for you, as Dash is risking putting Los One into a position like that. Hates, he's got that angle, he's ready for the rappel, and he'll take care of him easily. Thankfully, though, for Los One, they find the trade. Loban takes care of the low HP Oryx, and we're back to even.
Your only set of grenades, though, Jonah, it's now gone because of that aggressive play by Hate. I'd have to say that takes a lot more value in comparison to just losing your Oryx in this position. You still have pocket EMPs to maybe get a few walls opened up, but more or less you're going to have to be more focused on those mirror windows, which having those grenades to potentially use against them, that could have been the perfect remedy to have someone forced off that position and maybe even work a kill off of it as well. But luckily, they still have Loban on the ace, so they could maybe use that range hard breach to open up a few panels that have a mirror window placed on it. But there's still a lot of regular hard breach that Loban has to do before even thinking about that. So it's going to be a really tough challenge for Los One to find that balance between both the hard walls and the mirror windows that could be placed upon them.
Well, I gotta say, at the end of that last round, I thought Hornet had reached 15 kills. My mistake, he's reached 16. Hornet's out putting up an incredible performance right now. And, I mean, everyone from Magic Squad are contributing, yes, but oh my goodness. Hornet wants this one badly. They'll be looking to hold this one down again on the Exhibition and Office side. Very similar take from Los One last time we were here as well. The focus on the Monty, the focus on the support from behind. As you highlighted, John, the difference is no Nook, no nades, no pressure from below. Hoping to rely on this horizontal pressure will have to be where this round starts and could be where this round ends for the Los One attack.
So they've got Rise now trying to play across the map. Maybe holding down by the sword window, but it looks like he'll back off into Office once again. 2 C4s tossed out at the same time. They're both not going to kill Dots, though, as he barges in. And there's that pivot by Rise as well to score a kill. And then he re-rotates just to deny any info that Magic Squad could use to get a trade.
Maya also deep in the double digits. We'll tack on another. That's 15, but Hornet, there's his 17th on to Rise. Maya gets another. These two fraggers just going back and forth, but this time they've left GDN last alive. Magic Squad, their hopes at getting to match point first look to be just about None, as Los One will push ahead, take the 11th round, and get themselves to match point instead.
Those mirror windows not working whatsoever. Even more so, the same effect to the nitro cells. They completely bounced off the shields that Dots was still fully extended upon, and it barely did any damage. It was like throwing just Tic Tacs at the poor Montaigne. They just were not able to push him back, and still having his teammates to try to play off of that Montaigne, that human drone I talked about when he was first in play for that office exhibition attack by Los One. It's able to allow a completely fluid attacking clear by Los One. Not only that, but still having Rise playing across the map by that office balcony, it does allow to at least find a little bit of damage in case there's some defenders trying to overextend when challenging that Montaigne, which was kind of a requirement because every single nitro cell missed the opportunity to kill him. If we had seen that C4 maybe shut down the Montaigne from trying to get active past that terrace doorway, we could have seen a different story. But because that didn't happen, and because the rest of Los One were firing on all cylinders, they're the ones to secure match point.
Los One, in an attempt to flip the script from week 1, looking to take a 7-5 victory themselves. But it'll require one more successful attack to do it. Really trading rounds ever since Magic Squad made the comeback and tied us up at 4. I mean, it's been Los One, then Magic Squad again, then Los One again to take the lead. We saw the successful Monty play in that last round, and an immediate improvement from the unsuccessful Monty play last time they tried to approach Exhibition and Office. But it seems that maybe, although teasing it for a moment, Dots is going to do away with the Monty, retiring the shield in favor of a breaching hammer in the hands of the Sledge. He'll take the case with him as well, as we see the Lion shift over for Dash. Really, this information focus that has worked out for Los One, seems that is coming through again. But I'll just remind you, what we're dealing with right now, take a look at some of these kills. Maya, 16-7. Hornet, 17-6. Both of these fraggers, they want to win this map so badly, and you're seeing that so clearly in their gameplay.
Really the full court press here between both Maya and Hornet, like we previously mentioned. And it seems like for Los One, their win condition last time when attacking this bomb site had to be the vertical play in the late round, so they're trying to set that up as quickly as humanly possible, but also making sure they have a bit of horizontal presence as well. Dash is playing over across the map as Lion. Could maybe catch somebody off guard if he ends up getting a nice little angle towards the bottom of Black Stairs, but he actually pivots over in the bathroom, maybe getting in the building before ended up taking a gunfight. As the rest of Los One again, I talked about the presence they need on that vertical, so they'll be getting this Geisha wall opened up, and Loban, not too far behind, can either entry into Terrace or also help assist directly inside of Geisha, and there's that opening gunfight. Loban expecting a rotate by Hornet, and that's the top fragger dead for Magic Squad.
Oh, he read that beautifully. Hornet is gone. The aggression that has paid off in so many rounds up to this point for Hornet specifically, and Magic Squad as a whole, it's been shut down. They're now going to have to be very careful with how they play the remaining 90 seconds of this one. They know, as you said, John, they know the intention of Los One is to take this vertical. But Los One are taking their time. They know that Magic Squad are trying to contest this heavily, and so they're not overstepping just yet.
Ooh, beautiful run out by Gomez. Able to fall back off that as well. And that was the person holding the cutoff by Black Stairs too. So they can begin to move a little bit closer towards that bomb site. The C4 almost team kills GDN, but he can evade most of that damage. But also, this relinquishes that top floor pressure that Los One needed to win this round last time, or at least win the bomb site last time it was in play for Magic Squad.
Of course, they have to get the diffuser down first. Your vertical pressure is only useful if you can get that case down and then keep an eye on it. That's going to be the real test. Clearly, they've got the vert. Do they have the ability to transition down and get that diffuser on the deck? So far, so good, because Rise will pick up another kill. That one onto Rare. The Capcan will not have an impact in the remainder of this round. They just have to be wary of that C4. A pre-play C4, risky here in this late round. Maya's got to hold off this double swing. Downs one, but isn't able to get much more. Plant goes down, though. Little bit too late from Hates. He's going to get shut down here. Loban takes care of him. That's another one, and a triple for Loban. It's just Gomez in a 1v2. He needs to retake the top floor. There's no other way around this. The problem is, this is going to take time, and Los One, they know this is coming. He's got to find 2 miracle kills, and he's got to do it fast. He's blinded, he's being stalled out, and he doesn't have a lot of options. Doesn't know where to look, to the left, to the right. It's behind him from Rise, and Los One, they manage to do it. They get the bomb down, and they flip the script from week 1. It is 7-5. A Los One victory. Magic Squad, they failed to secure overtime.
And the MVP, well deserved by Maya in this matchup as well. Although he didn't get the confirmation on the Mozzie, just stalling that retake was more than enough to get that diffuser down and have